Hello and welcome to your April 2022 Tarot Scopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As always, such an honor and a privilege to be here with you and to bring you this content to keep you motivated, inspired, and focused on whatever is necessary for the month of April 2022. So, tarot scopes are always so much fun for me. We're sticking with the same format that we have used for the last couple of months. So we're doing a detailed spread, detailed layout, giving you guidance to help you navigate through the month ahead. So we're looking at April, month number 4. It is just quite mind-blowing how quickly 2022 is going. And I hope that you are managing to get through it fairly unscathed, fairly successful in whatever it is that you are doing for the time being. So if you are a returning subscriber or returning viewer to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. Always means the world to me to have you return. And if you are a new visitor to my channel, welcome to you as well. I do hope that you enjoy it here and that you do consider subscribing to the channel to make sure that you see all the content that is available. So let's talk tarot scopes for a second. What are they? So tarot scopes are videos that I create towards the end of the previous month for the following month. So the time of recording these videos will be like the last week in March, and I release them in that time period so that you have them before the new month starts, so that you can be prepared, so that you can watch to see what the month ahead has in store for you, so that you can prepare yourself, brace yourself if necessary, so that you can take advantage of the energies that are around you. The tarot scopes, there are 12 individual videos done, and they are all completely different. I stick with the same kind of layout. I use the same spread, so it's the same questions that we're asking. I use the same deck, but obviously the readings are so different for each sign of the zodiac. This intro I recorded once and I stick it in the front of each of the 12 videos just to save myself repetitive talking. And I do set the intention with the tarot scopes that they be relevant for your sun sign, for the moon sign, and for your rising sign. So if you do know that much information about yourself, if you are familiar with your natal chart and you do have that, you're welcome to watch a couple more of the videos to get different aspects or different insights to who you are and what you're dealing with for the month of April. I also then strongly encourage you to come back to the video during the month of April. So halfway through, like, closer to the end or whatever it may be, when any time that you're facing a challenge or any time that you're facing a quandary, find yourself in a bit of a pickle, come back to the video, because you will certainly find some inspiration that might help you to make the decisions or the changes, or to make the movements in whichever direction you need to. So I do encourage you to come back. The video never gets taken down. It's always here. The months in question, so like now we're doing April, I will have the April videos highlighted on my YouTube channel. So if you're wondering about how to find it, you just go to youtube.com, you do a search for Intuitive Rene, and on my page you will see the April tarot scopes will be visible. And if you want to look at the past month, if you go, once you're on my YouTube channel, go to the playlists, you will see these, that they're all there. All the previous month's playlists, they're all there for you. So I do each month in a separate playlist just so that I can highlight it and make it easier for you to find. So what decks am I going to be working with today? Well, for our April tarot scopes, I'm going to be working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. I love the Gilded Tarot, I really do. So I have the Gilded Tarot Royale, and this is by Ciro Marchetti. I'm going to be working with his deck. I do have the little mini on hand as well, just in case we need some clarifiers. So we have the two. I love working with these, what I call tarot families. So I've got those two. And then I have the Oracle deck that I want to work with, is this one, which is a combined Oracle deck. It's got 2 decks in it, both by the same person. I think Wendy Andrews is her name. I hope I haven't got it wrong. So this is the Goddess Dream Oracle, and the Goddess Love Oracle. So you can see that they are, I'm looking for a purple, there we go. So you can see I've got the yellow and the purple. So the one is the Goddess Dream Oracle and the other one is the Goddess Love Oracle, and I have combined them into a single deck, which means that double the gorgeousness, double the gloriousness. So those are the decks that I'm going to be working with. I am going to switch the camera around, so you will see my table. You will have a top-down view of the cards, so that it just means that less of my face and more of the important stuff. So I will swap the camera around so that you get to see onto the table, see the cards as they are, lay them all out, and give you all the information that you need to keep you motivated and inspired for the month of April. So if you enjoyed the video, please do consider giving it a thumbs up. By doing that, by engaging with the video, by giving it a thumbs up and a little comment below, basically what you're doing is you're telling YouTube that this is good content and that they should recommend it to other people. And that's the best way to support me and to ensure that I'm able to continue bringing you this free content. And if you haven't already done so, maybe consider joining my YouTube channel memberships. For a small monthly fee, you get access to me. I'm a poet. We do all sorts of interesting things on the YouTube channel membership. So if you click, wrong side, if it should be just down there, click the join button. There'll be all sorts of information explaining the different tiers, the different layouts, what you get, what you don't get. All of that information is there. So do consider joining. I've got quite a beautiful, wonderful group of people who do subscribe and do support the work that I do in that way. And I do so value and appreciate each one of them. I'm going to stop babbling because you are here to find out about April. You are not here for my awful sales pitch. My awful sales pitch. So friends, as I said, I'm going to swap the camera around. We're going to get onto your zodiac and we're going to give you all the information that you need. Let's get going. Libra, it is your turn. Let's shuffle the cards and let's have a look and see what April 2022 has in store for you. So I'm shuffling the Oracle deck, badly apparently. You guys know what I'm like. All right, we're looking for a single card from the Oracle deck, which is going to give you your theme for the month ahead. So I just want to give it a little shuffle. We're looking at the theme for Libra energy for April 2022. Libra energy, April 2022. Okay, cards are shuffled, and I'm going to cut the deck over there and taking that card off the top. Right, moving the deck out of the way. Let's have a look and see what is your theme for April 2022. We have got nurturance, and it talks about restoring your balance. So that's very interesting. You know, I look at this artwork and the artwork is just absolutely exquisite. But here we have this fair maiden, this young lady, and she is embracing a fox. Now, foxes are usually quite sly. They're normally also quite scarce. They don't really want to engage and interact and you know, be handled as such. You know, they're normally quite shy as well. So what we've got going here, you know, is a fox sort of embracing and her embracing. But as much as she's enjoying the engagement with the fox, if I can say, she's also being very aware and cautious around the fox's movements and the fox's behavior. So maybe Libra, maybe this is saying to you that considering we need to restore the balance, considering we need to be very mindful of who we are, what we are, and what we're doing this month, it doesn't mean that we don't take a chance. It doesn't mean that we don't put ourselves out there to have an experience and to have that familiar love connection with another person. So it's about nurturing yourself, even if that means stepping out of your comfort zones. So I don't know who's nurturing who here. I think they're probably nurturing each other equally, isn't it? You know, there's equal nurturing taking place. But I do think what comes through quite strongly here about the nurturance, I didn't even know that was a word. The nurturance is restoring your balance, is that sometimes we have to do things that don't make logical sense in order to bring balance into our hearts and souls. So I'm loving that for a theme. We're going to see how that plays out for you in the month of April. I'm shuffling the tarot deck. This is the Gilded Tarot Royale, in case you forgot. And I'm going to lay out the 10 cards. And once I've laid out the 10 cards, we will then start discussing. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck over there and let's lay out our 10 cards and see. Gosh, we've got some more balance coming through right off the bat, and we've got some more imbalance. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so interesting. I'm trying not to read them before they're all laid out because, you know, let's rather just read them as we see them. Okay. So I have got 6 cards on the top row, and I am putting 4 cards on the bottom row. And then it all fits nicely. Okay, so Libra, let's have a look. I know I'm a bit messy in placing it. Okay, so we're going to start with this one over here. This is how we're coming into April and how April is kicking off and how April is starting. It is the card of Temperance. So Libra, the Temperance is the card of balance. Now, there's a couple of things I want you to note in this card. First of all, we've got day, we've got night, we've got stars, we've got clouds. So we've got clear, 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 cloudy. We've also got the four seasons that have come through there as well. She has got a gold cup with fire. She's got a silver cup with water. Both of them are sort of creating this kind of a heart shape around her. All right. She is naked besides for a couple of pieces of fabric, but she's completely transparent. We've got even the sun shining, and we've got a Mercury planet. I think it's Mercury. I don't know which one it is. Mars. Actually, I'm lying. I think it's Mars above her. So Temperance is about finding balance, but it's about recognizing the big things that are going on in our life, and recognizing that even though you're just a small portion or a small fish in a huge big pond, that you do have a say, that you do have a way of influencing the outcome. She's looking in this direction. It doesn't mean that she's turned her back on that one, but she's sort of saying, right, what do you have now? What do you have now? And she can almost, if you imagine her flipping her head from side to side as she looks, and she's holding the two equally, evenly, both in line with her heart space, because she's doing everything from a place of love, from a place of unconditional. So Libra, this is Spirit saying to you that you're going to come into the month of April feeling quite confident, feeling quite certain, feeling quite strong within yourself, recognizing that no matter what is thrown at you, you're going to manage it. You're going to figure it out. You're going to find a way of handling everything that comes away, because that's just who you are. You know, that is just who you are on a normal day. That is just the energy of Libra, if I can put it that way. Now, what's causing conflict, or what is crossing you, or what is challenging you right now, is this really hunky devil. I have to acknowledge that he's really hunky, because he is. So on to serious things. The devil is not about doing the wrong thing. The devil is about thinking, focusing, and obsessing about the wrong things. Okay, so this is saying to you, Libra, that you have this tendency, or you do, or you may have, as we go into April, this tendency to think the wrong things, to focus on the wrong details, to look into the wrong aspects of a situation or a circumstance. And because you're so super confident, and because you know your worth, and because you know what you're capable of, and you know what you like and what you don't like, we tend to ignore this I'm going to call it devil energy. So the devil energy is about temptation. It's about obsessions, temptations, and it's about the sins of the body, if we can call it that. So taking everything to the max, doing everything in excess. And even though we're looking for balance, and even though we're trying, we know that we can, we're so super confident in ourselves, in our ability to do that, that maybe we don't actually acknowledge or pay attention to the things that maybe we're not so good at. So considering nurturance is our theme for the month, and the key phrase across the bottom is to restore your balance. I think the devil energy is to come in to do that, so that our confidence doesn't become ego. Okay, so the devil energy, consider devil energy to be the balancing act. We've got balance here, we've got balance here, and the devil is bringing into balance, because if we have too much of one, so if this is where we're supposed to be, and then our confidence starts doing this, suddenly we're not balanced anymore. So the devil energy comes in to bring us back into focus, to bring us back into balance, and that is where you're at. So things have been going quite well for you the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months. Things have been okay. You haven't had too many challenges, but it is about restoring our balance, because maybe we have been growing in one aspect and not in another. So the devil energy is going to come through for you, the temptation, the obsessions, the things that you're aware of, the things that you become aware of, are going to come into play to bring balance into your life. Now, what is very interesting here, Libra, is this card.
So this is the Three of Swords. Now, Three of Swords is known as the card of heartbreak. It's the card of sadness, of disappointment, of pain and suffering, okay? Now, the reason why I say that this is an interesting one is because they're saying, the Spirit is saying that this is the undercurrent. This is what is lying underneath your confidence. Underneath your confidence is a world of hurt, a world of pain. And maybe, see, things start falling into place as I speak, because, and I'm putting it down so that I can refer to all the cards there. So maybe this pain that we have within us, okay, underneath the surface, you've got it very well hidden, and you've got it so well hidden that you're focusing on keeping your balance there. And the devil energy is coming about saying, you know what, we cannot ignore this for too much longer. We have to acknowledge that we are having disappointment, pain, and suffering, that there is something going on within our emotional being that has got our levels a little bit out of whack. So we need to bring it all back in. So the devil is saying you cannot avoid your emotions any longer, because let's be honest, we all have this, I'm going to call it a habit of suppressing our emotions. You know, we either deal with it or we don't deal with it. And this is saying that maybe you haven't been dealing with it, because what's lying underneath, what's lying under the surface here is this tragedy, this pain, this heartache that you're feeling. Or maybe this is something that's been simmering for quite some time, and it's time that we nurture ourselves, acknowledge it, and bring it up to spec so that we can process, deal with it, and heal from that pain and that suffering that we've been having. All right. How did we get here? It's always an interesting question. How did we get here? And Libra, we've got the Three of Pentacles, and the message of the Three of Pentacles is through hard work and determination. You know, let's be honest, Libra, you're not afraid of hard work. You're not afraid of putting the effort in. You're not afraid of doing whatever needs to be doing, even at your own detriment. And I think this is exactly the message that's coming through, is your own detriment is where we're at and why we have this imbalance, which is why April is all about nurture, why April is all about restoring our balance, because maybe we've been working too hard on ourselves, on other people, on situations, on circumstances, which is what has created the imbalance which needs rectifying right now. Okay, so whenever we uncover a truth, whenever we uncover an understanding, I always like to ask Spirit, so how are you helping? What are you doing? What is the support that's available? So this particular card is the support that's available to you, and it's the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is patience. Patience with self, patience with situation, patience with whatever. This is also the card that says to you, reap what you sow. The effort that you put in is the reward that you will get out. So if you're not putting effort into yourself and bringing balance to yourself, there's no ways you're ever going to find balance. It's not going to happen just so. Okay, this is something that you have to be working on, and I'm going to throw in the word constantly. You need to be working on yourself, working on bringing balance into your life all the time, because otherwise it doesn't take much and suddenly we're completely out of balance again. So Spirit is saying, be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and recognize that it's not a once-off situation, that it is a continuous, repetitive situation to achieve the outcomes that you're looking for and the outcomes that you desire for yourself. Okay, so it's quite interesting. And then Libra, what is coming up for you? We have got the Nine of Swords. So it's interesting because I'm gonna attach the Nine of Swords to our Three of Swords, okay? Because the Three of Swords I've already explained to you is the card of heartache, hardship, suffering, and pain. The Nine of Swords is labeled or described as the nightmare card, and here she sits in her bed in the middle of the night. We can see it's nighttime. There's an owl flying by. These are figments of her imagination and her biggest fears that are coming through. You can see by her body language that she's sort of, you know, guarding her heart space. And it's the time when she feels most vulnerable, and it's the time when she is expressing that. So I think this is saying to you, Libra, Spirit is saying to you that, you know what, if we don't bring this balance about, if we don't focus on not allowing ourselves to move too far in one direction, if we don't bring that balance in constantly, okay, constantly, we're going to find ourselves stressed, worried, anxious. We're going to find ourselves feeling more pain, more suffering, and more disappointment. And we can't just work the whole time. We've got to have that balance. And if we don't have that balance, we're not going to achieve the success that we're looking for. And right now, as much as you are coping and as much as you are doing well, there are going to be times when you're not going to handle it so well, where you are going to need extra nourishing and extra nurturing and extra care. And from a least likely source, from a little fox, a least likely source. Okay. So Libra, now this is painting a very interesting month. It's certainly looking like April is going to force you to do things that maybe you didn't think you were ready to do, you didn't think were necessary, or maybe you hadn't even thought about, all right? But it certainly looks like you're going to face some hard truths during the month of April. But I do think it's going to be easy for you to eliminate the nightmare, to eliminate the heartache, to eliminate the stress, because you know that finding balance is something that you're really good at doing. Now, what is very interesting here, the 4 cards across the bottom paint give us different information towards our story. This next card over here is how people around you perceive you. So when people think about you, what are they imagining? What are they seeing? How do they describe you? And they describe you as somebody who's got it all. They describe you as somebody who is smart, intelligent, happy, connected, settled, confident, all of those kind of positive, good words. They see you as somebody who has everything that they need. They see you as somebody who is super confident and can handle any situation. They see you as somebody who doesn't actually have any disappointment or pain. They see you as just always happy, lucky, satisfied, living life, a good life, not needing anything, never worrying, never stressing. That's how they see you. But the truth of the matter is, that's not really who you are. So what we've got here with this one is the 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles, he keeps everything very close to his chest. He doesn't reveal too many truths. He likes to keep his true feelings to himself. Now, he's carrying, if you look at the artwork here, he's carrying a box. And this particular box, it's a beautiful ornate box that carries these coins, okay? And he keeps this box very much close to his heart and very much close to him, because the box carries the things that mean the world to him. And he doesn't trust anybody with that. He doesn't trust anybody with his worldly possessions. So he feels safer to hang on to it himself and to keep it close to him. So he's not sharing his box with anybody, but that also means that nobody knows what's happening. Nobody knows what's inside the box, because he doesn't often open and share it. So this is sort of spirit saying to you, Libra, that as much as you are open and caring and considerate and fun-loving and all of those kind of good things, whenever you personally are suffering, whenever you personally, whatever you're going through, you tend to not share that with other people. You tend to internalize. Let me use that word. So this box that he has here is a symbol for his internalization. And this is spirit also saying to you that you need to accept nurturing from an external source. We need to find balance. We need to not be focusing on all the wrong things. We have been working so hard. We need to be kinder to ourselves. We need to recognize that it's something that needs to happen on a regular basis. The advice that spirit have for you as well is that everything's going to be okay. The Star card is the card of hope. It's the card of renewal. It's the card of healing. But it's also the card of honesty and truth, okay? And this is spirit saying to you, you've got nothing to worry about. This is spirit saying everything's going to work out exactly as it should. But you need to believe in, you need to have hope. You need to believe in possibilities. You need to believe in the magic that's available to you. And you need to recognize truth. Okay, and I'm not talking truth about other people or situations. This is about truth about yourself. You need to be honest with yourself around what you're really feeling, what you're really going through. And you need to then express that and let it out and find a way of transmuting that energy so that it doesn't keep you up at night with nightmares. Do you understand? Do you understand, Libra? And our last card here for you, Libra, this is the 3 of Wands. So the 3 of Wands, I love the 3 of Wands because this is active energy. This is doing. He's made a decision. It wasn't easy. It was a tough decision. He's made a decision and now he's acting on it. So in this particular instance, his decision was to get on the boat. So he's waiting for the boat to come into shore. He's waiting for the boat to arrive. And as soon as the boat arrives, he's like, I'm getting on and I'm going. All right, it's time. He's leaving all sorts of things behind. But you know what? He's made peace with that. He's recognized that it's time for some tough decisions. He's recognized that the only way that his life is going to improve, the only way his life is going to be better, is if he does this for himself. So he's being a little bit selfish, yes. But isn't that how we nurture ourselves? Being selfish doesn't mean that you only think about yourself. Being selfish says, I deserve to be happy too. And this is what is needed for you, Libra. So it's about making those tough calls, making those tough decisions, but actually recognizing that it's the only way that you're going to restore your balance. It's the only way that you're going to have the truth that you need in your life is by being honest with yourself and making some decisions that are right for you and not necessarily right for everybody else around you. So April looks like it's going to be fun. It looks like you're not going to have any dull moments, but it also looks like the events that are going to happen for you during the month are either going to be pushing you forward or to pull you back. But whatever it is, it's about bringing you back to balance. And isn't that just so interesting as well? Because Libra is the zodiac of balance. I mean, Libra scales, all of those kind of things. So you can expect some circumstances for you during the month of April that are absolutely going to help you find the balance that is lacking in your life at the moment. So Libra, I wish you a month of love, of joy, of happiness, and of balance. And with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.